Ah yes, another video about Mario abusing the supernatural. Nothing dangerous here. Anyway, it begins with the lovely Susan W. getting spooked by earache music, Fido dropping her legendary remote off the building, and decides to remove the autoplay feature because of it. About time they got rid of that useless thing. It happens to land in the lake near Peach's castle where the Marios are fishing. And Neo bites Luigi's crotch as soon as the device lands. Time briefly goes in reverse up to before his incident. Mario spots the thing and starts playing around with it as well as with Luigi's pain. Something tells me they need consoling. He then goes to Peach's room to mess with her and changes her language while she rants until Peach gets muted. Then Mario goes to town, testing every function by speeding up Junior's swing, turning Toad into a baby, spawning payload from SMG4's phone, taking Axel to Susan's dungeon or something via Big Bad YouTube button, turning Maggie's voice into an English and Japanese, which I have talked about in another video. Downgrades Peach's video quality and ruins Toadsworth's relationship. All of this causes the remote to short circuit and freeze time, leaving Mario to do whatever he wants until he loses his mind. After the remote short circuits again, it unpauses Susan, realizing someone is messing with her device, and tries to get it back as Mario travels back in time. Unlike that crappy educational game. He warps to 1985, meeting his younger self, and she starts chasing him down. Going to Flat Zone with Mr. Game & Watch in a game of Pac-Man, and right after the Big Bang, Mario is greeted by the creator of the universe, Dr. Kawashima, or Kawashima. Susan arrives and challenges him to a game of color TV game 15 to determine who keeps Mario. With him as the ball, Kawashima wins and Susan leaves with the remote. And the great doctor takes the Paisiana back home with everything reset unless some stuff was left out otherwise. Well, this concept was interesting to see, even though time travel is nothing new. We just see it less often here. The highlight of this video will be the climax where Mario takes part in the interact like tennis, something no one would immediately think of alongside messing with the flow of time. Although this is your typical character, it's too much fun with the universe. As many other shows have done, this text on that shop isn't bad. And I'm surprised Susan went easier on Mario than last time, considering stealing her stuff is technically worse than saying a fake slur. This one gets an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe this would have been better if they went all out on the time travel aspect, but you can only do much with the 10 to 15 minutes. One more thing, the title may be unfitting at first until you realize it's about Mario becoming powerful with the remote, instead of something like the girl characters talking to him about modern day agendas. Yes, someone actually said this, so let's try to forget about that from now on. The gang are playing giant Jenga until Mario barges in, knocking over the tower to tell them he joined the theater in a play called, quote-unquote, a totally original play, where it cuts to a promo for an upcoming event. After that, we see the auditions held by Chromulus from Rick and Morty, where he acts out a tragic scene. The god of art is impressed, and after he gets back at him for teasing him, he moves on to the other contestants. Lala does the penguin dance, Frankie sings Mario be playing, Rob shows his corn, which gets him the pass, some anime girl is singing, Belly from Metarunner says she could play video games fast, as he takes a liking to her sass, so she's in. Jump trips, and he's in. Kermit sings, a new guy named Wimpu does a science experiment gone wrong, and he gets the role. And finally, there's Bowser's Grade A parity. I might be looking too much in this, but there must be a reason why Junior always gets the short end of the stick and not other the Koopalings. But I can't put my finger on it. Back on track. Auditions wrap up and it's time to tonight's show. The gang is seated in the theater, eager to see Mario do in the play. As soon as the show starts, Mario casts out some strikingly familiar scenes, and they grow suspicion with each passing act. The finale ends, and SMG4 realizes they've been reenacting their past adventures with a low budget. And after Chromulus gives away that Snitch Productions made the show, he goes back stage to investigate. To his surprise only, SMG3 was using a disguise, and they argue about play. He then assembled the anti-cast to capture SMG4, but his friends show up in time to battle their counterparts. Just as SMG3 is about to end his rival, Mario interrupts to propose the game of spin the bottle to settle their differences. But he gets the two swords in his head. He then talks about the two of them are so different and all since they both made contact to seek attention in their own ways. And they both made friends along the way. Thinking how they both acted like fools, they break down crying, hugging each other, and it seems as they finally enter the feud. Both groups make peace and both of them head home. While Mario tries to follow the two of them at the same time, and the curtain calls. This was surely unexpected. I might as well discuss the second half of this video. I explained previously that Mario's Spicy Day was open for the continuing, and this isn't what really came to mind. It seems that SMG3 was still working on his company even after the studio blew up, and his decision was to actually rip off his rival. Then a set of events were to follow up, and they had not forgiven each other. Though it's not confirmed the two have finally put their differences aside, SMG3 is a slippery bastard and could be planning something else, as for we all know. Plus, at the same time of writing this review, it is up to the air what the next story arc will even focus on, since it wouldn't make much sense at the end. Shortly after starting, it was about Snitch Productions. Guess there's some fun to be had with guessing game if their attention. The self-parody to previous arcs were pretty amusing. The anti-cast is a nice concept. Bailey's appearance was a great little surprise, which means we could expect more Meta Runner characters in this series soon, or this was a way to advertise Season 2, which is coming this fall, by the way. Wimple seems like a cool guy and an interesting addition, if Psycho really did get him that ambulance. And the additions in the first half were just equally as funny as the rest video. 7.5 out of 10, though once again I'm unsure if this leaves room for any follow-ups. The first stupid Mario video in quite a while, but this time it continues where Mario gets woke left off. Susan warps Mario again through several retro video games, because losing to Kawashima and getting her remote back wasn't enough. So it's the extended version of the second half of the aforementioned video, which means, yeah, relied on the plot here. I just go over my favorite segments and then show my rating. Donkey Kong, Duck Hunt, Space Invaders, Chrome Dinosaur, Paperboy, Excite Bike, Quibert, or Qbert, Snake, Tetris, Doom, Polybius, and Asteroids. Oh yeah, and the Space Invaders segment featured Greg the Alien, which Mario accidentally shot down his ship. I don't know if this is the last we see of him, if he has any good run, and good lord, what Susan put through Mario doesn't compare to this. That woman is evil. Anyway, this one gets a 9 out of 10. My only question is a few of these segments are not are NES games, and one of them is a PS1 game, being Symphony of the Night. So I'm not sure if arcade was the right term for this to the title this video, even if they fit the retro theme they were going for. Let's get this out of the way. Don't like dead memes? Well,
can you unsubscribe? Can you unsubscribe? Can you unsubscribe?
Okay, now for the synopsis. Luigi is relaxing at home and suddenly gets kidnapped by the big red button, sending him to another dimension and bumps into his brother. Then they encounter outdated memes that are about to attack them. But here comes a familiar hunter who saves the plumbers, but then hunts them down himself. After Mario attempts to Naruto run to counterattack, it turns out to be Axel, who has been exiled the same dimension 3 videos prior. He spent most of his time making 200 seasons of his Apple and Pear anime, and has his state of mind deteriorated with his trusty inkwaiver broken. Then he explains the only way to back home is to make a dead meme relevant, which already kinda happens in real world, ironically enough. Mario needs to call SMG4 about the solution, but need to travel to Starbucks near the meme temple to use Wi-Fi. Sounds pretty straightforward. So they pass through Vidget Canyon, a forest with a deadly Crash Bandicoot, and through the YouTuber Irrelevancy Desert. The three finally make it to their destination, but are halted by the ancient protectors. They notice their toilet is clogged, so Mario attempts to fix it, but it backfires, causing it to launch a robotic head and explode. With a price on their heads, they flee into Starbucks, and Mario calls SMG4 to revive a meme to get back home. Through research, science, and a bit of handwork, they choose to revive the one and only Harambe, and make a tweet using the gorilla. Harambe is considered revived, and the creepy button takes the real Harambe as the trio ride along back to Peach's castle. Relieved, Mario goes to the bathroom and others watch the gorilla fly into the sunset. 10 out of 10, as I call this one of personal favorites, since some classic memes are nice, touch, characters bouncing off each other, being one of Axel's finest appearances yet, as well as a good pacing humor. Now I know what you might be thinking. No, I won't say it again because I already said it a couple of times before. And I'm some suck-up that's already ironically likes dead memes because I trust the YouTuber mind implements them into her content. SMG4 is not a cringe-worthy person that kills memes. Anyone can kill his meme one way or the other. And I thought everyone learned their lessons from the behind the meme situation, as to not pull all their blame onto one person who's enthusiastic of internet jokes. I know he isn't badly affected by these criticisms, but enough virtual impossibility is still there. It doesn't help that a portion of the family is judgmental as well, because apparently they never had a life outside the web even before this messy year started. Just learn to laugh once in a while regardless of the circumstance of their sense of humor. Everyone needs to learn these lessons if they want to get through things like this. Might be asking too much out of this though, but oh well. Well, thank you for watching. Sorry if this video was late yet again, and hopefully August's reviews won't serve as the same thing. Please stay safe, take care, and as always, peace out.
No. Are
you looking at this?
Was that the bite of 80?
No.
Was that the